No worries. Thanks, Amy. I'll share my screen.
All right. Next up, we have Quadient. So welcome, Raj, and I'm excited to have you here for QuickBooks Demo Day.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
It looks good.
Excellent. Can everyone see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just have to back up a little bit here. Okay, perfect. Everyone, thank you for joining me today. Welcome to the Make QuickBooks Even Quicker with AP automation today. Presentation is all about integrating your QuickBooks accounting software with an accounts payable automation solution. So helping you truly make the most of your QuickBooks ERP. So my name is Raj. I'm one of the account executives, and I'll be one of your hosts today. I'm one of the AEs here at Quadient AP. So I work with clients to enhance their AP workflows with automation, helping them eliminate a lot of those pesky manual tasks, helping with visibility and approvals, amongst many other things. So I specifically work in the small market space, um, but we do operate globally in North America and in Europe as well. Sorry, Amy, you can't see my screen, correct?
Yes. QuickBooks
Excellent.
Strengths and Limitations.
Yes, yes, that's it. Perfect. So Intuit QuickBooks is one of the most trusted accounting ERP solutions on the market with more than 26 million global users. But as powerful as QBO or QuickBooks is, it's not enough on its own to support the AP function in a rapidly changing financial environment. So among QuickBooks' many strengths is that it can scale all the way up to enterprise level and provides a fully customizable solution tailored to each user's needs. QuickBooks Online offers a cloud-based solution that can be used anywhere, so at any time by multiple users. And crucially, QuickBooks integrates with many third-party applications to extend its functionality beyond what comes out of the box. But what can't it do? Well, with QuickBooks, invoice entry and coding is still essentially a manual process, requiring you to fill in all the relevant fields by hand. It's a time-consuming process and prone to human error. QuickBooks also lacks the ability to route invoices for approvals. Instead, users must obtain approvals the old-fashioned way, chasing down signatures in person or through painstaking emails back and forth, which we all know can get lost sometimes. And currently, QuickBooks users have no payment automation capabilities. There's no option to pay invoices digitally, so users must print and mail checks or send automated clearing house files to their banks. And finally, QuickBooks only offers limited multi-entity accounting functionality, so teams looking to do any kind of multi-entity AP work, you got to log in and out of separate accounts in order to get full visibility into their data. So one of QuickBooks' greatest strengths is its ability to integrate with third-party apps, including AP automation solutions like us, Quadient AP. So QuickBooks does integrate seamlessly with AP automation software and the complete data synchronization to make onboarding as painless as possible. QuickBooks Desktop users can be fully automated in as little as, and QuickBooks Online can be automated in as little as 2 to 3 days. Automation essentially enables teams to set up electronic approval channels, customized approval workflows, meaning no more chasing down signatures and fewer costly errors like duplicate payment. And when your ERP is integrated with an AP automation solution, you get full visibility into your accounts payable so you can take control of your cash flow with oversight into supplier invoice totals, committed expenses, and more. And by combining QuickBooks with an AP solution, you get a completely paperless AP workflow. That means fewer errors, improved data accuracy, as well as fully searchable digital audit trail. AP automation is also essential for multi-entity accounting. Instead of having to log in and out of separate accounts for every tax ID or company file, you can view the spend for any single vendor across multiple companies or entities, all with just a few clicks. And finally, AP automation allows accounting teams and approvers to get full visibility over their AP workflows from almost anywhere and from almost any device as well. That means remote or decentralized workers can access everything they need in one secure, centralized location. Now let's take a look. This construction company, Cook Bonner Ebeling, was left in the lurch after the long-serving bookkeeper decided it was time to move on. Departing after a 26-year tenure, the bookkeeper left a lot of legacy AP processes behind. The company's principal, Trey McCune, took the opportunity to modernize some of their AP processes by integrating Quadient AP with their QuickBooks ERP. The former bookkeeper spent around 75% of her time on data entry and manual payment processing, time that has now been freed up by automation. According to Trey, implementing Quadient AP has streamlined our invoice approval process, allowing us to allocate more time towards details on the job site rather than staying in the office to code invoices. So we hear stories like this all the time. Customers come to us and they're spending a lot of time on these manual tasks for all things involved with AP, whether it be data entry, approval follow-ups, managing POs, expenses, or payments. So let's hop into the demo now. We'll give you a high-level overview of what the solution looks like, and then I'll pass it back to Amy. Perfect. Can everyone see the screen here?
Yes.
Excellent. So let's give you a quick orientation of what we're looking at on the screen before we do a deep dive. On the left-hand side, we have our 4 core modules. We have their expense modules, which helps with credit card reconciliation and employee expense reimbursements. Purchase orders, whether that means requisition or managing your committed spend. Our closing purchase orders, our budget, managing your budget and forecasting. The bread and butter of what we do is the invoice module here. And then lastly, the payment module. For the purpose of today, we'll focus on the invoice module, but everything follows a similar workflow, which I'll go into momentarily. This inbox here is going to be connected to your digital inbox. So we're going to be using OCR rules and AI to pull your invoices in from your email inbox, whether that's one or several email inboxes, to pull those invoices into this new tab. This is where the data will start being captured. You'll manage them through to approvals here. Then they'll be exported into your QBO and then digitally archived here. Now, when we say export, this is an API integration. So we have a strong integration with QuickBooks Online. Anytime you update your chart of accounts, your vendors, or any other custom fields, they will be updated. And then we do have two-way sync capabilities for payments as well. In the middle, we have your workspace or work queue. This is your list of active invoices in progress. Now, at the top here, we have your entity and org unit filters. You can manage one or your multiple entities here within a single click. And then whether your organization breaks out by departments, divisions, or locations, we'll mirror your company's internal structure here. So those invoices are always routed to where they need to go. Lastly, you see this here where it says saved filters. You can save and preset filters based on how your team wants to view invoices. So that's the general lay of the land. Let's jump in to see how the data capture works. So we pulled the invoice in. Let's take a look at this Cavallo invoice. Now, typically teams come to us and they say they're manually keying in most of the header and line item fields. We're going to take care of that. So the first step is going to be what's known as OCR, optical character recognition, component of the AI. What it's going to do is read the header information here, and it's going to capture that on the left-hand side. You're going to see the vendor, PO number, invoice date, due date, and invoice number. See here where it says PO number? It's going to automate the match. Whether you create POs with us or we pull POs from your QuickBooks, you can see a side-by-side match. We're going to automate the match to the invoice and the PO here. Now, if your team is tracking any inventory or receivings, not a problem at all. We can pull those receiving details and you can complete your three-way match if you simply click Adopt from Purchase Order. Now, let's look over these line items. So if your team has a lot of reoccurring invoices, meaning they come in, a vendor invoice comes in and they're coded the same way month over month, um, we have a component of known as machine learning, or smart coding, as we call it in the system here. We will remember certain descriptions that are on your line items. So let's say branded hats is something that we've seen from this vendor month over month. The first time you would come in and see this invoice, you'd code it to this GL. Then from then on forward, the system will remember that this line description for this vendor is always going to be coded to MasterCard receivable. Now, for those other line items, the OCR kicks in and will capture any new line description. The unit costs, quantities, subtotal, and total variances will always be captured. And then whether you use one coding field or multiple, we'll have your chart of accounts here. You come in and you finish your coding and you're done. Now, from here, we can create routing rules based on thresholds, based on departments. If multiple approvers need to touch an invoice, we can create those rules on the back end. You can also ad hoc those approvals here. So you have fixed approval channels and then customized approval channels on the fly if you need them. From here, you simply hit submit for approval, and that user will get an email notification for that invoice to approve it. They can click on the email link, or they could also use the mobile app and approve on the fly. Click in, simply hit approve or reject. If they hit reject, a reason is required and it'll flow back to the submitter, and we'll keep an audit log of all comments. Once it's approved, it flows into this export tab. The invoice has been coded and is ready to go into QuickBooks. It looks good. You simply hit export, and those invoices are posted almost instantaneously. And then lastly, it's the archive tab. This is the last component that we're going to show you for the demo. I'm going to reset this filter here. You can seamlessly look up invoices. Simply select your entity. And now you can also download this data at any time you like. So from here, if I wanted to look up invoices by vendor, I can do it simply by keyword search. And then from there, I click back in and it populates all my vendors from QuickBooks. Let's say I wanted to run a report on ABC Furniture. I'm going to hit that and select apply. Select those invoices, hit report, filtered, generate PDF, generate report. This report should be ready within seconds. Now you can get as granular and as detailed as you want with these reports. You can pull things like payment details, coding history, departments. You can apply as little or as many as you like. Now, that report is ready. Here we go. This is an invoice summary page. You click on these blue hyperlinks, it'll take you straight to the image of the invoice. You can see the invoice, the coding history, the approval history with the dates, time, and comment stamps. Now, if you have any additional documentation that are attached to those, they'll be included with this report automatically, like POs or any other documentation. So that covers it from my end. Amy, I'll pass it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
All right.